Thank you. Thank
And
you.
say hello to everybody here on Fix Her Crown. I want to welcome Ms. Niki Pearson, CEO and
Hello.
owner of Kuties and Kupcakes.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, Jenee. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad to be able to be a part of the platform. I think it's a great idea. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking with you today, my dear, and having a
I
nice chat.
appreciate you.
Of course.
It is. I'm a bit informal with what I do, and it should feel like a chat.
Right.
Um, a lot of what we do, we kind of feel like maybe we have to be stuffed shirt and all that. It's not necessary. We want to look to be as much of ourselves as we can be, because
Absolutely.
what at the end of the day we do, we wind up in being the embodiment of what we are selling and portraying in
Right.
the communities that we're selling to, whether they're products, services, or whatever. Right?
Absolutely.
We are
Absolutely.
our own brand. But
We are.
I'm getting ahead of
Absolutely.
myself. In
I
your
agree totally.
introduction, please tell us where you are located. Tell us your profession and what you do with your business.
I am located in Las Vegas, Nevada. That is my location. I am the owner and the CEO of Kuties and Kupcakes Mobile Party Bus. And essentially, what we do is we throw mobile spa parties for girls. So we host the parties, we come with the bus. The bus is fully like operational for the parties to take place on the bus. And then we do karaoke, we do birthday toasts with the kids, spa themed activities. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. So, really, just the essential idea is kind of like a play on spa for children, where they get an
Right.
opportunity to build their confidence and play with makeup and play with nails and play with facials and kind of just building the seeds for self care down the line. Um, that's a huge part of what we want to do is, because as a young girl, I didn't grow up knowing exactly how to care for my skin or knowing to take care of myself. I was always kind of taught like, take care of everybody else, look out for everyone else. And I think what
Right.
we try to do essentially is to teach girls, hey, don't forget about you. Don't forget about what you want and have something set up for
I
them
love
to
that.
focus on themselves, at least if it's for a day or if it's your birthday or if it's your friend's
Yeah.
birthday, you're a part of that experience. We
Yeah.
do a lot too, though. We do sleepovers, we do picnics, we do movie nights that just launched yesterday. We do balloon decor. We do mobile labs. So we actually do like lip gloss making. We make slime with the kids. We do paint parties. We essentially are a customizable business. So we want to make it where the parents have no stress. If there is something that you think of that we don't offer, we're more than welcome to accommodate that if we can. So we want to just be full service luxury, give people an opportunity to kind of just release the burden of planning and kind of give that over to us. And we make it happen for you. So that's essentially what we do.
I love the concept. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
As as a parent to three children that I've raised on my own, I
Absolutely.
recall back in the day, they're all grown with their own children now.
Right.
However, back in the day when I was raising them, it was you call the character company, you call it's just so many
Right.
different
Exactly. Facets to that.
there's just so many different entities that you're dealing with. With
Absolutely.
you, I found, and I did use your services,
You
I
did.
found that it's a one and done. And it just keeps
Absolutely.
getting greater. It just keeps getting greater. And there is no service out there like you that I've even
Absolutely.
heard of. Even out here, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Right.
I frequent Las Vegas. Black owned, woman owned. You are doing all of the things.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We
Thank
uh,
you.
we love it.
I like to usually get started with asking about, I like to ask my guests
Yes.
about one of their favorite quotes or a favorite scripture that they use that they might use maybe as a guiding light in their
Okay.
business or in their personal lives. And how about you? What do you have?
It's funny because I was talking to my business partner, my best friend, about this. And when I was telling her about the podcast, and I was like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And like, I'm going to be talking to her. And I was telling her the questions. And my biggest thing was just being authentic. I wanted to have a lot of that involved in the interview, just being me. And
Yes.
just kind of like, oh, just be yourself, whatever it is, just
Yes.
be as authentic as you can, just give yourself over to it and just be that way. But my mother, who's been huge in inspiring me with this business, my mother passed away last year, but
Mm.
she was a huge seed planter with this. I have to credit that to her. And one of the things she taught me
Okay.
coming up, growing up, was just it's the heart of people. Um, it's about where your heart is. It's the location of that. She was like, a person can be different from you, different nationality from you, different cultural beliefs, different religious beliefs, whatever it is. But she was like, at the core of who they
Yes.
are, if you're in line heart wise, if you both are on the same page, if you can see the heart of a person, she's like, that's what you look at. And that's how you
Yes.
kind of gauge things. And I think for me, like and it probably has nothing to do um, with my business, but that's just something I roll with when I operate with the parties or when I'm interfacing with the kids or just in me doing
Right.
business. I operate from my heart space. And so everything I do is from a place of nobility. It's from a place of integrity. I give 110%. I do my parties the way I would
You
want them to be
do.
for
Yes,
my
you
kids.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like from the way I would want my kids' party
It
to look.
shows up in kids' faces.
Yeah,
Let's start there. It shows up in that good time that they have had, and it's money well spent. You
absolutely.
feel like, okay, you're my go-to. You feel
Right.
I'm talking about from the consumer's point of view and how you leave
Absolutely.
them feeling. A lot of people
Yeah,
can get a service and go, that was great, but how you leave them feeling, I think
absolutely.
is so much, it goes so much further, I think.
Absolutely. We lead with that. We lead with the heart. We try
Now,
to give it all over
you
to them.
do
So we
this
leave
so
it on the
well.
floor, as they say.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
leave it on the floor. When you're done, like, I've given you everything I have and I've poured into them. And we talk to the kids, we let them talk to us. We really try to, like, just be as authentic as we can. We're ourselves. We're free because kids are very relaxed and they're just open. And the one
right,
thing they're looking for from adults is that you're open too and you're free and you're
right.
just kind of involved. So we get involved, we get in there, we do it. We have a great time. It's fun.
I have to ask you now, are you a mom? I don't want to assume anything.
I have two kids. Yes.
You have to.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are they elementary age or middle school age? What?
One's middle school, that she's 12, and my son is 8 and he's elementary.
Okay, awesome. So you're right there in that sweet spot. So you know
Absolutely.
just who you're marketing to. You know just yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a lot. How do you balance being mom and
Hmm.
the family life and the CEO owner of Cuties and Cupcakes life and being the beautiful female entrepreneur that you are? You understand being a whole woman, being a whole mother, and being a whole boss. How do you
You know,
juggle and manage all that?
that's a good question. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know. I mean, I think essentially what you do is you just try to you take your 24 hours in a day and you try to allocate as much time to the things that are most important when you can. I think for me, I just really do carve out time for my kids. My business takes up a lot of my time. So
Yes.
there are times where they will be kind of pushed to the side a little, like, hey guys, I can't do that today because I have 5 parties this weekend. So they're kind of just in
Sure.
the flow of what I'm doing. But there's
Yes.
always the afterthought or the thought of like, okay, well, I haven't done anything with my kids this weekend. So let me carve out this day to do something or something like that. And I think for
Yes.
me, I just try to find ways to never forget about them because I got to remember what I'm doing this for. I have to remember that this is a legacy I'm
There it
building. This
is.
isn't just, I want to be a
Yes.
business owner and it's like, well, I just want money and I want this. I mean, of course, those are aspects of business, but honestly, I'm building this for my kids because I don't want them
Right.
to have to struggle or figure things out in a certain aspect that I had to figure out. And I want them to have the choice and to say, well, my mom started a business. I can go do that. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that.
Absolutely.
So I want them to see that it's possible. And so I always have to remember what's important. My values are my kids are always at the top tier, me first, but then my kids come after that. And then my business is always after them. So I always keep that in mind. It's like, okay, well, I haven't spent time with them. I work this week, but Sunday's your day. We got it. We're doing it. So I just try to find a balance, and I always try to remember what's important, keep my priorities at the top of the list, and just never forget
Right.
that, they're a constant, they're stable. My business is an amazing gift, and I'm grateful to the creator for what I've done and what I've created. And I just have no expectations for this. It's kind of like I'm going into it, allowing it to flow. And whatever it is, I know that it's going to be what it should be, but I know they're always going to be in my
In the
life and a
forefront.
part of my life. So it's like, make sure to put them first, make sure to always pour into them, and they're a part of my business. My daughter works with me. So sometimes that's our time spent. Like, it's like, okay, we didn't get to do anything outside, but hey, come with me to this party and come work this with me, because I
Right.
need you. And then
Right.
we're to get there together, dancing and singing and, having a ball and eating snacks and sweets and, doing
Right.
makeup and stuff with
Having
the kids.
fun,
And
and we earned money together. Yes.
absolutely. So
That's beautiful.
it's all kind of intermeshed in there, but they're my priority. Like, my kids are everything, and I'm a single mom, so
It's
I don't.
something that you said,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it was something that you mentioned, that yes, the income it's nice, but it's kind of like a byproduct of what you're doing, isn't it? Because
Absolutely.
essentially what you're doing is legacy building.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's
Yes.
primary, because you want to build something that's going to carry on generationally. And I think that's important for our community, is
Mm-hmm.
building
Most definitely.
generational wealth for our children. We build things and it kind of stops, at maybe that person. And that's not wealth. That's being rich, or that's being, you know, um, financially stable for one generation, but you're not really building anything that can carry on apart from you. And sometimes communally, we don't do that. And I think that's super important. I'm like, I want to build a brand for you. I don't really, the monetary part, I may
Absolutely.
not get to where I want to go. But if I build a brand
Absolutely.
that people trust and people know, and I kind of put the groundwork and the foundational work in for you guys, and you take that
Yes.
and run with that, you could carry us on for generations with what I've done. So sometimes you have to be the person to kind of step in and, break curses and, break generational barriers, and kind of be the one to plant new seeds. And that's kind of what I feel like my mission is. And my family tree is just like
Yes.
planting new seeds for us, and maybe building some things that offset some stuff that's been done. So I'm working on it right now. I'm
I
working on
love
it.
that. I love that. You are you're definitely headed in the right direction. And how has business been going? Since we're talking about the byproduct of having the revenue,
Uh-huh.
how are things going? How's it been since you've started?
Well, since I started, honestly, like, now it's finally catching. And this is kind of when people were telling me it would, get into your fourth and fifth year. And that's
Mm-hmm.
typical, where people start to know your brand, they start to trust it. Enough people have worked with you to where they're speaking on you, and they're like, no, you got to book with them. You Kuties and Kupcakes, you got to do this,
Yes.
and y'all don't know. And, it's like that. And so now we're starting to see the work that I've put in. So a lot of that, like, grind and
Right.
hustle and, like, promotion and doing events and things, that is now starting to reciprocate back to me, and mirror back to me, where it's a little bit more effortless. I don't really have to go and seek it out. It's more coming back and seeking me. It,
Feels good, huh?
it feels really good. It feels really it's such a it's because it's the work, like, when you work hard for something and you're really
Yes.
passionate and you believe in it, and everybody hasn't caught on. That's when it's tough, because it's just your belief. That's the only thing you
Yes.
have. It's just, well, I know this is gonna work. It gotta work. I This is what I'm doing. Like, I've put all my eggs in
Right.
here, and then nobody's really, people are doing it, but it's like, yeah, it's still slow, still up and down. And now it's finally kind of breaking ground, where people are going, no, like, oh, have you seen this? Did you, and I didn't know that you
This
guys
is
were,
the go-to.
yeah.
Yes.
Or people are coming
That's
and going
right.
like, well,
That's
I
right.
follow you, but I just never knew it was this. And, like, you start to get that feedback that you already kind of knew, that confirmation, like, you're doing the right thing, keep going, like, you're on the path now. Like, so this has been a blessed year. And I feel like, I hate to get all, like, but my mom, her transitioning, and then after that is when it was like, whoop. So I feel like there's a little extra push on the other side of things. You know what I'm saying? Like she's over there like,
Yes.
oh no, I got
Yes.
you. Like, oh well, we
You
gonna do this.
continue to use that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Niki, that's exactly what it is, baby girl.
Absolutely. That's what I always say. I'm like, that's
That
my
is
mama for
exactly
sure.
what it is.
That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
She's
that
been
every time. That was mama's push.
she's been pushing it and always from day one, from the inception of it. It was her idea, and then like saying you should do this, you should do this, and then her telling me for years like it's gonna work, it's gonna work, you're gonna get it, it's gonna keep going, keep going. I'm crying, and she's like, no, just keep doing it. And then when she transitioned, I just kind of was like, okay, like I'm gonna really like keep going, you know. And then I just noticed this push, like of just here it comes, you know, get ready, girl, like it's coming,
Wow.
like
That's a
right
beautiful
after.
thing.
Right
That's a
after.
beautiful thing. That leads me into my next segment, or my next
Okay.
question is, I want to hear about a time when, because this is called Fix Her Crown.
Of course.
And the whole purpose is to expose whenever there's been someone in your life that's been able to set you straight and fix your crown. And I got a feeling. I want to hear it. Come on.
Oh yeah. Um always my mom. Dad has always been my crown fixer. She was the person that always told me I could do it whenever I felt
Yes.
like, and I'm getting emotional. I hope I don't cry on here.
That's
But
okay.
like literally
We
like
gonna keep this very real. If you ugly cry, I'm gonna edit it out.
and I'm okay with that. Like I'll take that for that one, you know. I'll take that L for her. But
Yeah.
I mean, my mom, she was always the one that just kind of like always told me that it was going to be okay, that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And she always believed in me. Like she's always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself, even when I wasn't able to see the vision. She was long sighted in that, and being able to say, no, I see this. Like, I know you can do this. And even when the idea was presented to her, she was like, I know who I can hand this to, and she can take it and run with it. And that's just the beauty of her being in my experience, like me being grateful and having gratitude for that. Because having one person that believes in you when you can't see yourself clearly, I'm telling you, it does something to you that, like, even when she's gone now, I get it. Because she would say, when I'm not here anymore, like, you'll be able to hear me. You'll be able to see the things I was telling you. And now that she's not, I pull from that. And that's the stuff that helps me go, because it's like, what would she say? What would she do? Or like, how would she handle this? And I literally like pull from her to get that. And then I see her on the other side of this, really helping me along. Like, okay, I got you. Like, even in the transition of it, it's like physically, no. But on the spiritual side of that, my mom is definitely behind it and definitely rolling the wheels along. Like, we gonna do this. You gonna get this business going, and you're gonna be successful. And everything I told you would come, and that was prophetic, it's on its way. And I'm just that much more connected to my mother now because of that. And I can see her in everything I'm doing. I can see her in everything I do. It's like she's there. So she's always been my crown fixer, always been my seed planner, like always been the person to kind of like let me know, like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm more than what I believe. And so I'm just starting to see what she meant by that. And now I'm starting to see myself the way that my mom always saw me. So it's just, girl, whew. So it's just I miss her
Take
a
a deep
lot,
breath. Take a
but
deep
I know
breath.
she's there, you know. So it's been cool. Like, this has been transitional stuff, like
Take a
without her.
breath.
Yes.
Take a breath, my dear.
Yes, please. Try not to mess my makeup up. So I'm like, okay, let's wipe the tears. Okay. But we're good now. I'm
You're
back.
doing good so far. You didn't ugly cry. You're
Man, I'll
still
try to be
cute.
pretty with it and talk it off and like look around so the tears wouldn't go down. So I'm good now. Okay. So,
You know, the fact that your mother is your main motivation, and I don't have to tell you or say to you, don't let go of that. I know you will never.
oh no, absolutely not.
And in fact, you're going to pass that same spirit on with your daughter.
Absolutely.
The whole concept of how this is going,
Yeah.
the whole concept of the seed that your mother planted in you, and others will continue to water. They don't even know your story, won't even know there'll be people that come into your life for whatever reason or season.
Right.
And they'll continue to pour into you. But
Yeah.
the vision that you had in the first place with your mother, you will never lose that. And you keep, and the way you move will stay in alignment
Yes.
with the same values that you and your mother had in the first place for this.
Absolutely.
You may get so big, and I see it that you possibly will. Real, you look, you already said we started this off with how we want to stay real. Yeah, I have a
Absolutely.
lot of
Please,
room to
let's.
grow. I don't have the fancy microphones that most people will have. I'll have those things one day. This is our first season. But if you come back,
I would.
things will grow and things will change. And so I firmly believe that you and I, the way we met, I don't believe that it's a coincidence. I believe that God has placed us in each other's realm or lives
Absolutely.
supernaturally and strategically because that's what he does. And it ain't our business. We just here to
Right.
do, to be
No concern of
used,
mine. Yeah.
right?
Right. I'm just in alignment with you.
And the fact that your mother is your crown fixer, when have you had the opportunity to fix another's crown? And what did you do with that?
Um, well, my business partner or my best friend would say it would be hers that I fixed. Her profession to me has always been that like nobody ever listened to her
Mm,
ideas. No one ever allowed her to express her ideas. She'd be like, and she's very, and the thing about her, she's very helpful. She's very crafty. She's very like bright. She has so many amazing ideas. For me, it's very easy because it's like I trust what she says. Whenever she presents something, I'm like, well, let's do it. But for me,
right.
it was empowering her with things that she would not have tried, never done. So for I'll give you an example, like my best friend's never, she's like tried balloons and stuff, but we do balloon decor. She never
Mhm.
would have attempted that apart from me. I literally was like, oh,
I
well,
see.
okay, you're going to do this. And I'm going to take this, hand that to you, and you're going to
Right.
do it. And she's like, what? And she's nervous
Right.
and she's kind of freaking out a little bit, like, no, from that, she has done several balloon garlands. Actually, the one for my birthday, she did that herself. She has like dipped into party planning. She's planning her mother's 70th birthday now, because of
Wow.
me and her doing this together and me bringing her in and me allowing her to express her ideas and to, pass on what she thinks we should do and what's this, and just being able to contribute. That's her biggest thing. And I've really been very big on allowing her to do that and just giving her the platform and the room to do that. And that's where my flowers always come in. No one ever listened to me. No one ever gave me a chance. She was like, but you have given me the opportunities that I never would have gotten if it wasn't for you just being open and for you just being non-competitive and just saying, hey, sis, come in. Because she's literally my business partner now. And I started my business by
That
myself.
is so rare. Hold on.
Yeah,
Please repeat that or go back to that for a moment. We, as women, as Black women, we do this to each other.
absolutely.
There's enough space, even if we do the same thing,
Yep,
even if we're on the same street, on the same road, there's space. Because
absolutely.
how you deliver what you do may not be the same way. I'm sorry that just
No,
something just really struck me. I
no, not at all. I
get
get
like
that.
that.
It's
But
okay.
you really said it all right there.
Yeah,
When you don't find that you have to compete with that person and you can both bring out the best in each other.
absolutely. And that's
Because
what
iron
we've done.
sharpens iron, doesn't it not? Right?
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. She's made me a better business owner. She has made my business better,
Mm-hmm.
by allowing her to implement her ideas, allowing her to use her creativity in those ways, and for her to be a part. And I told her that I was like, what my business was without your imprint, without the kids and all, because her daughter works with us too. So since
Okay.
then, now we've brought her daughter to work with us. My daughter's on
Mhm.
there. So that's planted seeds for both of them, which is amazing.
Awesome.
And
That's awesome.
then it's I think what was important to me was just like, hey, making sure that she felt heard and she felt seen. And in me bringing her into it, it has really helped my business scale itself on the level of what we can do, because she's
Right.
become, she takes her creativity and she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try that. That's her personality. So we're
Yes.
making paint canvases and I'm buying them because I'm the person who's like, I'll just go get it and I'll
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, let's go get some vinyl from the store. I have a Cricut. Let me cut it. Let me do this. And we have custom canvases now because of,
Wow.
that's who she is. So it's like with me, I'm like, the things I've been able to do, the things we've been able to produce, the things we've been able to showcase beyond just me has taken my business to a whole nother level because of me
Yeah.
saying, I can't do all of this by myself. I need help. I can't. What Kuties and Kupcakes is going to be, it was going to be limited to what I could do. And there was only so much I could do. So there was a
Right.
ceiling on that. But when you start
Right.
asking other people to help, when you start bringing in other people, and we work with a lot of vendors, and we have a event planner here in Vegas. She's
Sure.
amazing, and we work with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll say, hey, do you have this? And she'll say, do you have this? And we pull from one another. But imagine what we make when we work communally and we say, hey, sis, do you have this?
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
have that? Hey, I got
And
this.
that's a beautiful network.
It is.
That that
And we've
that's
created it. We've done that.
that's what so many of us really want. And that's what
Absolutely.
so many of us really need. And if we can really get out of our own way, so to speak,
And
right?
no
We
competing.
could really, really thrive and be where we want to be. Not just financially, but in the business, brand wise, all of those things, all the boxes that you need to check off,
Mm-hmm.
after the first 2 years from inception, right?
Right. Exactly.
That's yeah, that's huge.
And you never get anywhere by yourself. You see, most businesses have employees, they have, CEOs, they have CFOs. To grow and to scale, you have to grow. You have to relinquish control
Right.
and allow yourself
And
to
not be
get help.
owner reliant.
Yes, you have to let
Yeah.
go and say, okay, well, I created it, I started it, but I
It's hard
need
to
this.
trust. It's like, oh, let go of the baby.
Right, it's hard. It's hard. You have to be
Oh,
choosy
you
about
gotta
who you do it with, because, like you said,
yeah,
to a lot
it's
of
really hard to do
competitive
that.
people. But I think another little quick quote that I like is community over competition. That's another one. Community over
I love
competition.
that.
We and a lot of Vegas owned business owners say it all the time, and they're like community over competition. And I enjoy that because there's so many businesses that I work with here, so many
Yeah.
people I support, and we literally support each other. It's like,
Right.
well, do you need this? I got it. You want that? Sure, I can do it. And it's all different nationalities and all women owned businesses and
I love
male
that.
owned businesses. It doesn't matter who they are. They just like what we're doing. We like what they're doing, and it's like, well, yeah, let's work together. Let's do
Hmm.
it. Like, that's fine. And so it's been a blessing to me because I've just built this community of people in Vegas that are just amazing people that are all trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. And we're helping each other get there. And that's really
It was
big.
always said when I lived in Vegas, it's not who you know. I mean, it's not what you know, it's who you
Who,
know.
you know? Yeah.
Sure.
Huge.
And that hasn't changed.
At all. Not since you left. Still the same
That's why I'm keeping
attitude.
my connections. Shoot.
Well, you got some
I'm
now.
no
Look, there you
fool.
go.
I'm gonna keep those connections. Yes.
Keep it always. Don't ever let them go. Check in with them whenever you can.
Right. So, Niki, tell us a fun fact that most people wouldn't know about you already. Your vendors, your colleagues. Tell us something that most
Fun
people
fact.
would not know about you. Just something odd.
I don't have any fun. I don't know, because it's weird because I can't think of anything because I'm really transparent. So like everyone already kind of knows everything. I'm an open book. I'll pretty much tell you anything about me. So there's not much
You
that
just
people don't
you
know
just show up
about
telling
me.
it all,
Yeah,
huh?
I kind of leave it on the floor. Like I don't you
Uh,
don't get a fat, like a fake version of me. There's no.
yeah.
I think what people don't know, that I think people learn later, is that I'm really a fun and like dope person that's like super silly and funny. But when you first meet me, it's very stoic, and I'm looking at you trying to figure out
Yeah, 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 yeah,
what's going on.
yeah,
Like, okay,
yeah.
so what's your thing? What you about? Like, what's your angle?
Right,
Like that.
right.
And so I feel like people get
Before
me
you're ready to
wrong.
crack a smile.
Right.
Uh-huh.
People get me wrong. I think people get me wrong when they first meet me because I'm very, stoic in the face. I'm very like serious demeanor. And
Mhm.
that's more so just me being a little bit of an introvert. And then I'm just observant too. So I want to see what I'm around. I have to assess first.
Sure.
And then
Sure.
when you get to know me, you're like, she's crazy. What's wrong? Like she's so
Everybody can't always get in.
they never do. So it's hard. So I think
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
I got a poker face and people go, she's me. And I got a resting bee face.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I
And that's
think so you
okay.
gotta
It if it serves its purpose,
it
keep
does.
it up.
It keeps people away, but I think sometimes it can be a little bit off-putting to everyone. And it's like you're intimidating in a sense. And it's like when you get to know me, you're like, Niki's really cool. Like she's so
Yeah.
funny and crazy and da.
Yeah.
But
Be
you
like, oh,
have to
you'll be
know
all
me.
right. Stick around 20 minutes. We'll be good.
No, it takes like a couple of weeks. Takes some time. It takes a minute for that. But most people that know me get to know me. They really enjoy me. And I think that's the fun fact is that I am secretly crazy and fun and silly and, loud and like extra. But my personality when I first meet people is very guarded and a little bit cautious and reserved. And I think if people just give me an opportunity to, um, because I have a lot to share. I've done a lot in my life. So it's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot there, but I'm not gonna give it to you. You gotta earn it. It's like secret knowledge type of thing. That's what I
I
always
like
say.
that. It's not for everybody. Yeah,
It's
I
not.
got you.
I don't
I
give my
got you.
pearls away to
Yes.
swine, as they say. I kind of let it come in. If you deserve that or you've earned that
Mm-hmm.
ability to get to know the facets, then cool. But you know, if you meet me first, you wouldn't really know if that was really as cool as I am. That's what I say.
I love that. Well, there we have it.
Yes.
Now, lastly, before we go,
Yes.
I am building a playlist for this season.
Oh
And
yes.
I'm a music lover, so
Me
I
too.
use music to heal. I use music to cry. I use music to celebrate and everything
Hmm.
else in between and to motivate, get me going. And
Absolutely.
so I'm asking every guest this season to share with me their personal theme song. Some of us have a personal theme song that we have in our head to get us through something
Hmm.
or to get us to something,
Right
So
on.
what do you use to motivate you through your day? Me personally, I listen to ratchet music when I'm working out. That's my excuse for listening to it, okay? And then
I don't need an
look,
excuse, but I hear you. Look.
right. I love it. And then there are just some days when I need something to help me
To
push my
navigate.
chin
Yes.
up and I'm not feeling my best. And I want to push my shoulders back and get through what I need to get through. And I can cry about it in the car later. But
Right,
that
right.
song in
I
my
get
head is
that.
going to
Yeah.
carry me through whatever task I need to complete. That kind of thing.
Right.
What's your personal theme song? Maybe one or two. What you got?
There honestly, mine are a little bit I would have to say, because I love music so much. There's so like that's I just told my best friend this and I'm just gonna share it with you because we're talking about it. Honestly, it's what I use to give myself confidence in awkward situations. If I'm like walking somewhere, I'll have a headphone in because
Mhm.
it literally is like my friend. It's like my buddy that I'm walking with, and I'm like, okay, I'm not by myself because I have music to keep me
Yes.
company. That's how much me and music are like connected. Like I love it so much.
We're gonna get
We are, girl. I'm
along.
telling you, I love music so much. Themes. I have a lot. It just depends on where I am, to be honest with you. But I will say one of the songs that has me in the chokehold right now is it's by Billie Eilish. So it's called Birds of a Feather. When my mom passed away, that was
Okay.
the first song that I listened to when my
Okay.
mom passed. And it talks about someone leaving. It talks about someone like she loved
Okay.
somebody. And then when I started looking at the lyrics, I was like she's
Took
like, I
you
loved
out,
you in a
huh?
past life. I think it's a romantic song, but it resonated so much with my mother and
Right.
me. And it's such a beautiful song that like I really um listen to that song when I want to think about her, when I want to reference to her, and it makes me cry most of the time. So if I listen to it at the wrong time, I'm literally shedding tears down my face. But
Right.
sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just listen to it for confirmation. And then there is a song by India Irie, and it's called I Am Light. And when I want to remember what my purpose is, what I'm doing here,
Mm-hmm.
um, and who I am apart from all the stuff that's going on, all the outside external variables and stuff, I listen to that. Because I feel like that song really embodies your divinity. Like
Mm.
it's such a deep, I mean, it's deep. It's highly spiritual. The vibration of that song is just like really,
Yes,
you,
she's deep.
the
Yes,
frequency on that song is just like something else, like next level to me. But
really.
I mean, it's more about you being, an entity of the creator, you being of God. It's not about you being anything lesser. It's like, I'm not my clothes, I'm not my hair, I'm not the skin I'm in. I am light. I am divine light. And like for me, when I
I
lose
love
track
that.
and I get lost into like my head and I don't have this and I can't pay this bill and my business isn't doing well and my kids are getting on my nerves and I don't have this going on.
Right.
It's like, well, what are you really? Who are you? Let's revert back to what you really are, which is this divine being that is already perfect, that already has come from something greater. And this is just an experience. This is just temporary. Don't get
That's
lost in all that.
beautiful.
You know,
I am light.
I am light. Birds of a Feather is a good
India
one too.
Ari
Yes, ma'am. That's the
and
one.
Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish.
Yes, those two for me. If you have lost someone, if you lost a loved one, if you lost love, if you lost anything, the song is beautiful. Like even my best friend was like, "That song is so pretty," and it was the first song I heard when she passed away. Like it came on, and I was like, and it just hit me hard, like hard. So now, anytime I hear it, my mom.
Yeah.
That's my reference. So I'll probably listen to that song
When
for the
you
rest of
lose
my life,
someone,
and
there's
it'll
always
remind
that
me.
song or two that
That'll be the
hangs
one.
on. Yeah.
That'll be the one
Yeah.
forever. So
That's
those are the
beautiful.
ones. That's it. That's what I got.
That's lovely, Miss Nikki. I want to thank
Thank
you
you.
for that. Before I let you go,
Yes, ma'am.
please share with us and the audience how we can reach you, how we can utilize your services,
Absolutely.
how can
Oh,
we
there.
connect with you and get on board with what you do.
Well, if you would like to book with us, if you're in Las Vegas and you're interested in our services, our website is www.cuties with the K and cupcakes with the K, spabus.com. We also have a phone number, so it's 702-996-7107. Or you can email us at cutiesandcupcakes@gmail, and then we can answer your inquiries there. We also have a inquiry section on our website as well. If you want to inquire about party packages, go on the website, take a look. You can talk to us live. You'll be talking to me. But you can book with us on any of those platforms. You can go on our Instagram page, same thing, Cuties and Cupcakes Babas, or our Facebook page. We have a Yelp page. We have all that. So Google, anywhere you can find me, I'm there.
I'll come back in. I'll put in comments all of the
Okay.
details.
Okay.
I'll make sure I get them all right from you. And
Okay.
I'll go back in and put them all here in the comments so that they can be seen or whatever the description is,
Yeah,
whatever it's supposed to be
exactly.
done. And I'll make sure that
Absolutely.
it's in there as well.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Listen, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're a very busy lady. You could have been anywhere. You chose to give me this time. I thank you. Look, I
Absolutely.
want you to know I see what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. Don't stop. You're going so much further. This is just,
The tip of it,
it,
right?
it certainly really is. It really, really is.
Yeah.
So hang on.
You know what? That's a word right
You're
there.
gonna need some
And
help. And you're gonna scale, you're gonna need some other, you're gonna
you need
you're
more.
gonna get your hiring practices going because
It's
you're
coming,
gonna have
right?
teams working for you.
Well, I claim it and I take that and I appreciate you for having me. I love the platform in which you're creating. The questions are amazing. And I think that you're on your way to something amazing as well. And we need representation like this. And I was explaining it to my daughter. I said, we need platforms that showcase us because everything is kind of targeted towards other demographics. I said, but when someone wants to talk to you about your business and showcase you, we need that. So thank you for allowing us the room to do that as well. We appreciate you.
It is my pleasure. I don't mean to be long-winded, but let me just say, because of what I do, and I see how you're looking to help empower the young ladies,
Absolutely.
and show them that self-care is very important. Because what I'm doing, although am I built these programs that were developed to help empower Black women over the age of 40 to gain the confidence to launch a business, grow their business, right? And scale their business. But what I'm offering them is a full spectrum transformation. And that's part of it. The
Absolutely.
mindset, the confidence, the self-care. And it's so much more than, oh, getting your nails done, but you're planting the seed where you are now. So we're gonna be connecting for
Oh
sure.
yeah, because it starts at that age. This is the
It
inception with
starts
them.
at that age.
Get in there. You got to get them young and let them know that you can do whatever, and then that carries to adulthood. So we're working on it to get them there. To go, hey, get on the train with us right now, and let's move it along. And they remember it. They come back years later. I run into kids all the time. Are you? I remember you. And see, that for me is it. That's the ticket right there. So yeah.
Because you poured into them something they'll never forget.
Absolutely. And that's what we try to do. Like I said, the heart of it. We want to give you everything, pour our cup out, so that when you're done with us, you remember what we did. And that's it. So we are grateful for you. So thank you so much for having me. This was
Niki
awesome.
Pearson,
this is really dope.
Kuties and Kupcakes, Las Vegas, Nevada, has fixed our crown.
Yes, ma'am. And we'll continue to do so. All the young queens coming up. We gonna fix them all. Get them together.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome, my dear.
All right.
Have a good night, okay? Take care.
Bye-bye now.